In this video, we're going to talk about how to land Fortune 500 clients. Why do we like Fortune 500 clients? Why is that interesting for you? The main reason is they've always got stuff going on. So it's a great, stable place to be and to work. If you consider being in consulting and contracting to be a little riskier and you get paid better because you take on that risk premium, this is a way to hedge that risk. We don't perceive risk in the market. We don't have risk. We've been doing this for decades and we stay steady 100+% billable all the time. And the reason is because we have Fortune 500 clients. So how do we apply that to you? I want to go into some details on how to think about this. So let's take number 3 on the Fortune 500 list, and let's take number 257 on the Fortune 500 list. Same thing. This could say number 500. Operate the exact same way, okay? They've essentially got 2 workforces. And this is a key concept to understand. They've got their internal workforce. Blue equals employees. They've got their internal workforce and they've got an external workforce. Okay? And just like they have an organizational hierarchy for their internal workforce, right? This is division, this is the finance division, this is operations, this is procurement, this is HR, right? And then there's organizations down underneath that. The same concept can be applied to their consultants and contractors. They've got multiple firms, consulting firms in here. And those consulting firms go out and find talent. It's just that this side of the equation is the agile, flexible workforce for the enterprise company. Makes total sense, right? You want only a few of these people to run the business, and as you need to flex different skills in and out, you have an external workforce over here to rotate based off of what you need. And the way that they do that is that they have firms. Now this could be big consulting firms like Deloitte, PwC, Accenture. There are also staffing firms, pure play staffing firms. So this can be local staffing firms that can do anything from temp workers to administrative assistants to accountants during audit season. It could be anything depending on what the company is, okay? And you just need these bodies. These are typically lower value resources. And then there can be niche players that specialize in different things. That's the firm we have. We kind of specialize in project execution and change management. So people bring us in they may be running a Salesforce implementation, or they may be running an Oracle implementation, and they need us to help run those things. They could use Deloitte, and they do use Deloitte sometimes, but then sometimes they use us or they combine us up, right? So they've got multiple firms in here, and to a certain extent it creates some healthy competition, which is good for the customer, right? To have these firms competing for business. That's good as long as it stays in a positive spirit. But what it essentially does is it creates, this is you down here. You're one of the people through one of the firms. And that's how you get in with Fortune 500 clients. What you're not gonna do, or if you wanna try it, good luck, it's just highly unlikely, but what you're likely not gonna do is you as an individual jump up here to this level. Why? Because they've got to maintain contracts with all these different companies. We negotiate with them on pricing and discounts. You got to carry multiple millions of dollars of insurance up here, to protect intellectual property. You've got to have the right policies in place to manage your people. This is a huge amount of overhead. But you can run a business and you can operate as a business down here as just this individual. And you can land Fortune 500 clients by being networked with these type of firms that have these contracts with Fortune 500 companies. You just simply need to be on their radar. So we get this question a lot, and people, they don't understand how they would land clients, and they certainly don't understand how they would land Fortune 500 big clients where you would be on a long-term engagement. It's stable, right? As opposed to landing a consulting job with Susie's mom and pop shop, in your local city. They can't pay as much. The value isn't as high to them, and the projects aren't that long. The more you move up the scale of the size of company, the better the rates, because the value to them is high and the duration is long. So those are the kind of landing Fortune 500 clients is where you want to be. That's where it's at. And this is how you go about doing it. So hopefully this opened up a mindset concept for you for how to do this. We have those connections. We make those connections to those firms, but you don't even necessarily need us to do that, right? If you've got your resume tuned up and you've got a great niche, which is what we focus on here, we help you do that. You can just find these companies with a simple Google search and figure out the ones that you want to be connected with that are in your niche. If you're in the accounting niche, there's several, great firms in that niche. And so it is really just that simple of figuring out your niche, developing your resume, LinkedIn. We like to put together even like resume websites for you. We have those services available for you the extent that you need us to help you with that. But then you connect with these firms and they'll keep you steady busy. And as you're rolling off a project, your job is to let them know that you're going to be rolling off a project. They get paid by landing you on projects. So hopefully this concept makes sense to you. This external workforce is a concept that it has existed for a long time. I think even the big companies are maturing their own way that they think about this. The macro trend continues in this direction where they want less employees and they want a more flexible workforce over here. So hopefully this concept is resonating. You start to understand the opportunity and you understand how the system works so that you can get fit into it. As always, let us know your feedback. Let us know how this is resonating or if there's other questions you have, and we'll work it into other content.